Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In last class topic, we were discussing about atoms chapter. So there we learned about what are the postulates of Bohr atom model. And in today's topic, we are going to discuss about the energy of an electron in a particular orbit. How can we find out the energy of electron in a particular orbit? So when you are doing the calculations, you will come to know that energy equals minus 13.6 divided by n square. As I said you in the previous videos, I won't be doing the derivation part. I'll just tell you the formulas and how to apply. Okay, so here n is the principal quantum number. So according to the as the number orbit, it's as it is going to the outer orbits, energy is decreasing. Right, so negative minus 13.6 divided by n square. This is the energy. For n is equal to 1, first orbit, it is minus 13.6 electron volt only. And if it is 2 means you can substitute and find out the values. So energy of an electron in one of the orbits, if we want to find out, we know how can we find out the kinetic energy, potential energy, total energy, what is the relation? See here we know that there will be a force of attraction between the nucleus and an electron. For a hydrogen atom, while I am considering about the hydrogen atom, the electrostatic force of attraction between those two nucleus and the electron will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 divided by r square. Okay, this is the value, and that value will be equating, we can equate to mv square by r. So half mv square equals 1 by 8 pi epsilon 0 e square. Half mv e square by r. This is what is that, half mv square, which is equal to kinetic energy. Same way, if I am finding out the potential energy, how we can find out potential energy? Integral f dot dr. Right? So force we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q square by r square. So E square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by r square. Integral 1 by r square, we will get it as minus 1 by x. So minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r. So can you find out any relation between these two? See here I am considering this as equal to E. Kinetic energy, if I am representing as E, potential energy will be equal to minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0. Right? So this is 1 by 8 pi epsilon 0 minus E square by r, which one I considered it as what is that, E. So minus 2 into E square divided by 8 pi epsilon 0. Like that I can write down, right? So what is 1 by 8 pi epsilon 0 E square by r? That is equal to this total kinetic energy 2 into kinetic energy. So here I am representing this as kinetic energy itself. So potential energy will be equal to minus of 2 into kinetic energy. Then what will be the total energy of the electron in a, this is the energy of electron in a hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom, we know it has only one orbit. So there only one electron is there. So what is the kinetic energy of electron in the first orbit? Okay, hydrogen atom has only one orbit because it has only one electron. What will be the energy of that electron? E is equal to, kinetic energy is equal to E square divided by 8 pi epsilon 0 r. Potential energy equals minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 into r. So the total energy will be equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So the final energy will be equal to minus of kinetic energy, that is minus 8 pi minus E square divided by 8 pi epsilon 0 R will be the kinetic the total energy, and kinetic energy is 1 by 8 pi epsilon 0 into E square by R, and potential energy is minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. Here you should find out, you should understand this relation, kinetic energy and potential energy. Relation is minus 2 into kinetic energy will be equal to the potential energy. This is for the potential energy of electron in hydrogen atom. Okay, clear children? So the total energy for any orbit, how can we find out? Energy equals minus 13.6 by n square into n square electron volt. Now, the electrons in the higher energy level will be having some higher orbits will be having some energies, and lower energy level also will be having some energies. So when we are moving to the higher orbits, the energy, the negative value, it is decreasing, the negative value. Okay, so that means that much of amount of energy is required for the electron to come out from that orbit. Okay, so here I am considered, this is the nucleus. These are some of the orbits near to it. So an electron is present over here in n is equal to 1. If this electron wants to go back to the second orbit, what it should attain? It should gain some energy. While it is through the light energy or electrical energy, while it is gaining some energy, and that energy is equal to the difference between these two energy levels. Okay, so first energy level means we know it is equal to n is equal to 1, then energy will be equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. N is equal to 2 means it will be 3. So here I'll write down. For the first orbit, E1 is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. E2 will be equal to minus 13.6 divided by 4. So here we will be getting it as 3.4 electron volt. Okay, like that it will be. See here minus 13.6 electron volt, and here it is minus 3.4 electron volt. So when it is going to the higher energy levels, negative value is decreasing, right? Its energy value is decreasing. So when it is attaining an energy of, see here final minus initial, minus 3.4 minus 13.6 electron volt, that will be equal to here it is to 9.2 electron volt. When it is gaining 9.2 electron volt of energy, this electron will go to the second orbit. Okay, so like this each electron will be acquiring energy or accepting energy and will be moving to the higher energy level. Whether the electron will go only to the higher energy level, no, it's no such thing like that. It will be releasing energy and will come back to the ground state also. So higher energy levels, when it is moving, we will say it is going to the excited state. So when it is leaving energy and it is coming back to the lower energy levels, we can say that it is coming back to the previous position, and when it is attaining the stability, we can say that it is coming to the ground state. So from excited state to ground state, it will come by releasing energy. The same amount of energy it will be releasing and coming back to the previous position, or it's not compulsory. First orbit, suppose if from first orbit electron is moving to the second orbit and then going to the third orbit, then going to the fourth orbit. Afterwards, it's not compulsory. It should release all the energies and come back to first one itself. Maybe it will stay there in second orbit, maybe it will be staying there in third orbit for some more time. That and all depends. So here when it is releasing energy and coming back to the previous orbits, it's releasing energy, we told, right? So we will be getting line spectrum there. line spectrum. That is why we told hydrogen atom is having line spectrum. That was one of the limitation of Rutherford's atom model, right? In Rutherford atom model, he said energy will be continuously radiating, but actually energy is continuously radiating? No, it's emitting energy. At that time it will be releasing, it will be radiating energy. So it is, while it is radiating energy, we will be getting line spectra. So then next we are going to find out how this line spectra will be happening. So suppose if the electrons are coming back to the first orbit, okay, this is the final one. Initially maybe it will be in second position, third position, fourth position, or any other position, and finally it is coming back to the first position, first orbit. Then that kind of series is called as Lyman series. Lyman series. So while we are considering the Lyman series, we can find out the wavelength as 1 by lambda equals r into 1 by 1 square minus 1 by n square. Okay, so this is the finally it is coming back to the first position itself. This is Lyman series. When we are finding out the wavelength, that wavelength is coming in the UV region. The wavelength is coming under UV region. Same way, this is one series spectra. So first, from second orbit, maybe the electrons will be coming back to the first orbit. Third orbit, it is coming to the first orbit, or fourth one to first one. That and all will be coming under Lyman series, and the wavelength is of UV region. And in the same way, if NF is equal to 2 and Ni equals 3, 4, 5, etc., then we can write down as 1 by lambda equals r into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by Ni square. Okay, so this is this region wavelength. When we are calculating, this will be coming under visible region. It is coming under visible region, and this series spectra is called as Balmer series. Balmer series. So this is Lyman series and this is Balmer series. Okay, actually this Balmer only had given an empirical formula like this: 1 by lambda equals r into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by Ni square. After that only all other series spectra had come. So Lyman, Balmer, then Paschen series, Brackett series and Pfund series. 3 more series are there. We are going to write down over here. And here next one is NF is equal to 3 and Ni equals 4, 5, 6, etc. Such kind of series are called as Paschen series, and Paschen series is coming under IR region. Okay, Paschen, then Brackett series. In Brackett series, NF is equal to 4 and Ni equals 5, 6, 7, etc. Like that it will be. And next last one is Pfund series. In Pfund series, NF is equal to 5 and Ni equals 6, 7, 8, etc. Like that we will be getting the different series of lines. Okay, so here when we are drawing this energy level diagram means the energy how we are representing. Okay, when n is equal to 1, suppose this is n is equal to 1 and this is n is equal to 2 and this is n is equal to 3. Like that we will be representing. So we know here E1 is equal to 13.6 electron volt and E2 minus 13.6, E2 equals 3.4 electron volt and E3 equals 9, that is 1.4 electron, 1.8 something we will be getting, 1.8 electron volt. Like that it will be coming. You can substitute 13.6 divided by 2 square, 13.6 divided by 3 square, like that. So when we are finding out, see here it is a huge difference between first one and second one. So energy, after that when we are observing that energy levels, it is coming more closer to each other. Okay, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5 and all very much closer. As the n value is increasing, according to that energy value is coming more closer. So here if we want to represent the Lyman series, how we will represent from second one to the first one, and third one to first one, fourth one to first one, fifth one to first one. This will be, if all are coming to first one, then it will be coming under Lyman series. Same way, which and all coming to the second one, this will be coming under Balmer series, and which and all are coming to the third one, then this will be coming under Paschen series. Like that it will go on. Okay, clear children? So this is the energy level diagram, how we are representing. As n value increases, according to that the energy level, the difference in energy level will be decreasing. Thus the energy is getting smaller and smaller as we see. Initially it was having a huge difference between the first one and second one, but second one and third one, when we are going through, it is less, the value is, the difference is decreasing. Okay, clear children? So this is about the energy level diagram. Then next we are going to study about the de Broglie hypothesis. How de Broglie's wave nature, how can we relate it to the Bohr's postulate? Okay, we already learned that angular momentum will be an integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Right, so there using de Broglie wavelength, de Broglie's hypothesis, we are going to prove that. So as per de Broglie, according to de Broglie, see, each orbit will be containing an integral number of wavelength. Okay, this here, this is 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, and 4 wave. It won't be, see, it will be a complete one integral number of wavelength. It will be the whole this orbit will be of integral number of wavelength. That means half lambda or 3 lambda by 2, like that it won't be coming. Okay, it will be an 2 lambda, 5 lambda, 7 lambda, like that only it will be coming. That is de Broglie hypothesis. As per de Broglie's explanation, each orbit will be containing this integral multiple of wavelength. Okay, so here it is, since it is a circular orbit, we know it is 2 pi r will be equal to n lambda. Okay, but as per de Broglie's hypothesis, lambda equals h by mv. So if I am substituting this value over here, we will get it as 2 pi r is equal to nh by mv, or I can write it as mvr. This one I am taking it over here, mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. This was this Bohr's postulate, right? mvr is the angular momentum. Angular momentum is equal to an integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Thus we proved this de Broglie's, we proved Bohr's postulate, Bohr's second postulate, using de Broglie's hypothesis. Even if we are accepting Bohr's model as the most suitable model of atom, it has some limitations also. Okay, the major limitations are, see, it can have elliptical orbit also, but everywhere we are telling it is a circular orbit, but it is not having any evidence that this orbit is of circular in shape. Okay, about the circular shape of the atom, it is not telling any evidence. That is one of the limitations. Then this Bohr atom model is giving only the explanation for hydrogen atom. Because when we are moving to the higher orbits, higher helium, neon, other elements and all, when we are considering, see, attraction or an interaction between the electrons, that also will be coming into account. About that and all, it's not telling any idea about these things. So it can explain only hydrogen atom. That is another limitation. And it is not satisfying with this wave properties. Okay, wave property of electrons, it is not explaining through this Bohr's atom model. So these are and Zeeman effect, and so all these are some limitations of Bohr's atom model. Okay, clear children? So this is, it's a very small chapter. That's all. This chapter theory portion is getting over. In next class we will be doing some numericals relating to this. So I hope today's class is useful for you, and if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.